Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here really quickly and do a quick little introduction, but a lot of you guys were really interested in me doing like a what I ate in a day video using a lot of the stuff from my Trader Joe's haul that I just uploaded. If you guys haven't watched that video, I will leave a little annotation for you so you can go watch that first. Instead of doing like a full-on what I eat in a week video, I just basically filmed every time that I did use one of those products from Trader Joe's. So it's not going to be like breakfast, lunch, and dinner like it usually is in those videos. It's just anytime I use a product. So if you guys do like it, let me know, give the video a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you guys want me to continue doing like food hauls and then like a week later showing you how I actually incorporate those items into meals and things like that. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into the recipes. The first thing I was dying to try is this mushroom black truffle flatbread, and let me tell you guys, it did not disappoint. So we ended up having this for dinner one night, and I made a little arugula salad to go with it. It was really simple. For the dressing, all I used was extra virgin olive oil. So I did 2 parts olive oil and then 1 part lemon juice. I seasoned that with a little bit of sea salt, and then I went ahead and used this mustard, which I also picked up during my Trader Joe's haul, and it's actually really, really good. I'll leave the exact measurements for you guys down in the info box. But you guys can see how I'm making it. It's just a really simple dressing. This is a really good base to any dressing. You could leave it like this, but I did want to sweeten it a little bit just to balance out the bitterness of the arugula. So I added a little bit of honey to it. So I went ahead and washed my arugula and then added it to my dressing and just gave it a good toss. By the way, I had already cooked the truffle pizza just following the instructions in the box by this point. And I just added some crushed pepper, a little bit of sea salt to the entire salad. Then I added this balsamic glaze to it. This is a sweeter version of your traditional balsamic vinegar. It's really good to top foods off like this. And I also added Parmesan cheese and crushed red pepper flakes. So I would actually recommend this as like an appetizer portion because I could actually eat the entire thing by myself. But it was so good, like definitely restaurant quality, and I would totally buy this and make it again. The next thing I really wanted to try was this sweet corn and burrata basil ravioli. So I made this with a tomato and roasted corn sauce, and it was so delicious and so easy to make. So I started off by getting my water to boil. I added a little bit of salt to the water to get it nice and salty for the ravioli. Then I brought my second pot to medium-high heat. I added some butter to it, and then I added some tomatoes. You could definitely take them off the vine, cut them up, whatever you want. I just kind of put them like that, put a lid on it, and let them cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. This is everything I seasoned the tomatoes with. After about 10 to 15 minutes, your tomatoes are going to be nice and soft. So at this point, you can go ahead and start kind of mashing them. And then I added some roasted corn to it. I really wanted this to be like kind of like a roasted tomato sauce, but I didn't feel like roasting the tomatoes. So adding the roasted corn really gave it that roasted flavor. And then to balance out the acidity, I added a shot of vodka. I would have normally done this with red wine, but I didn't have an open bottle. So vodka would do. If you don't want to use vodka, you could use a little bit of sugar, like a teaspoon of sugar. But if you do use vodka, let it cook for another 15 to 20 minutes so that the alcohol can evaporate and you'll just get that really nice flavor. So while your sauce is simmering with that alcohol, you can go ahead and start cooking your ravioli, because that took, I think, about 8 minutes. I just followed the instructions on the package and I cooked it 1 minute less than it said to cook because I was going to finish cooking it in the sauce. So right before I put the ravioli in the sauce, I just topped it off with a little bit of cream just to make it creamier. But honestly, if you don't like creamy sauces, it doesn't need the cream because it's super tasty without it. So you could just skip that and go ahead and add your ravioli. By this point, I had the stove on low already. So I added the ravioli and then kind of let it simmer for about 1 extra minute so that the ravioli would fully cook. And that's it. It was absolutely delicious. I would definitely buy this ravioli again. And this sauce that I made worked for any ravioli, not just this one. So next I really wanted to try these Ezeikiel sprouted grain tortillas. So I made jalapeno chicken wraps using some rotisserie chicken that I had in the fridge. And I also wanted to try this cheddar, the caramelized onion cheddar cheese that I also picked up from Trader Joe's, and it was really good. The rest of the ingredients were jalapenos, avocados. I used a green mix of like arugula, spinach, chard, and then also some tomatoes because why not? So the first thing I did is add a little bit of that cheese to my chicken. I put it on broil for about 7 minutes. I just kind of kept an eye on it. And while that was broiling, I went ahead and heated up my tortillas on a skillet. I did coat them with a little bit of that coconut oil that I bought, and I let them toast. So I found out a couple things about these tortillas. If you want them to be soft like a wrap, then only heat them up for a few seconds on each side. If you want them to be like super crispy, then let them crisp up all the way. Otherwise, you're gonna get really chewy, tough tortillas, and I found this out the hard way, as you guys will see. I went ahead and added a little bit of the jalapeno juice to my greens. I like the pickled jalapenos, the ones that come in that giant container from Costco. I use that for everything because it's spicy, but it's not like too spicy. Then I added my jalapenos. I seasoned it with a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm adding my green mix, my tomatoes, my avocados. Last, I added my chicken, and as you guys can see, the cheese got nice and golden and delicious. But this is what I was talking about. I heated up my tortillas a little too long, but not quite long enough to the point where they were crispy, so they were just kind of hard to fold, and I couldn't really get them into a wrap. So it took me a little trial and error to get it just right, but I definitely prefer the flavor of these when they're nice and crispy. So those are the 3 recipes that I've done so far. All of the frozen stuff that I got is all really good. The coffee ice cream is absolutely delicious. If you guys like coffee ice cream, oh my gosh, the cheeses, you guys. I think Trader Joe's is slowly becoming my favorite place to go buy cheeses. The truffle cheese that I showed you guys is absolutely delicious. It's a really good nibbling cheese, that's what I call it, because you can actually eat it by itself and it tastes amazing. We were eating that with our wine, and it was really, really good. And do you guys remember I told you that my husband doesn't like truffle anything? I didn't even tell him that there was truffle in that cheese, and I asked him. I had a little plate of 3 different cheeses. I asked him which one was his favorite. Yeah, guess which one he said? He picked the truffle one, and I told him, I was like, I almost don't want to tell you what kind it is so that you can just continue loving it. And then we also tried the onion, the caramelized onion cheddar. That one is also really good, but what I found is it's not, you can't really eat it by itself, or you can do whatever you want. It's your food. I find that it tastes better with a cracker or on top of something or mixed into something. I did use it in the wrap, as you guys saw. I've also had it in my scrambled eggs. It's really good like that. It's really good for like sandwiches and just mixing it with other foods. So that is everything that I have for today's video. I really hope you guys liked it because it was fun for me discovering new foods and sharing with you guys really good recipes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.